When most people hear the word health, their minds immediately go to weight, size, or physical appearance. They think about the number on the scale, the inches around their waist, or how they look in the mirror. But let me tell you, that's not health. That's an illusion sold to us by culture, media, and marketing. Real health is not about how you look, it's about how you live, how you feel, and the level of energy you bring into every single day. Think about it, you can look lean on the outside and still feel exhausted, foggy, and empty on the inside. You can fit into a smaller size, but if you wake up tired, drag yourself through the day, and rely on stimulants just to function, is that really health? Of course not. Health is about energy. It's about the fire in your belly, the clarity in your mind, and the strength in your body. Without energy, nothing else matters. With energy, everything becomes possible. When you focus on appearance alone, you're playing a short-term game. You might starve yourself, overtrain, or punish your body just to look a certain way. And yes, maybe you'll hit that target weight, but at what cost? Low energy, low confidence, a fragile mindset. That's not victory, that's slavery. On the other hand, when you chase energy, you create momentum. You fuel your body with foods that sustain you. You move your body in ways that light you up. You make choices that build stamina and resilience. And those choices compound into a life of strength and vitality. Energy is the foundation of everything you do. It fuels your relationships, your career, your goals, and your dreams. If your energy is low, everything else suffers. Your focus, your creativity, your drive. But if your energy is high, you show up as your best self everywhere. You become unstoppable. That's why health must be measured not by the mirror, but by the quality of your energy. Ask yourself, do I feel alive? Do I feel strong? Do I feel capable? Those answers tell you more about your health than any clothing size ever will. Now here's the breakthrough. When you pursue energy, appearance takes care of itself. Think about it. If you eat whole, energizing foods, move daily, sleep deeply, hydrate, and manage stress, your body naturally aligns into its healthiest state. Your skin glows. Your posture improves. Your strength grows. You don't have to chase an image. Your body becomes a reflection of the energy you cultivate inside. That's authentic, sustainable health. So stop asking, how do I look? And start asking, how do I feel? How much energy am I creating? Because health isn't about looking good for a moment. It's about feeling alive for a lifetime. The size of your body will never define your destiny, but the level of your energy will. Energy is the ultimate currency, the ultimate power. Protect it, build it, and use it to create the life you deserve. Remember, this health is not a size. It's a mindset. And that mindset begins with energy. When you prioritize energy over appearance, you shift from chasing quick fixes to building lifelong strength. You shift from comparing yourself to others to competing only with yesterday's version of you. And you step into the truth that your greatest power in health and in life is the energy you bring into the world every single day. Perfection is a lie. It's an illusion that keeps people stuck, frustrated, and feeling like they're never enough. Too many people sabotage their health journey because they're chasing some perfect image. The flawless diet, the flawless body, the flawless routine. But let me tell you something, progress beats perfection every single time. Because perfection isn't real, but progress is. And progress, no matter how small, compounds into transformation. Think about the times you've started a plan, a diet, or a workout routine. Maybe you said, this time I'll be perfect, no slip-ups, no mistakes. And then what happened? Life showed up. You got busy, stressed, or tired, and suddenly you felt like you failed. But here's the truth, you didn't fail. You just bought into the toxic belief that if it isn't perfect, it isn't worth it. That mindset is poison. The reality is this: every step forward, every better choice, every ounce of progress matters. When you focus on progress, you free yourself from guilt and shame. You stop punishing yourself for not being perfect and instead celebrate the fact that you're moving forward. Maybe you walked for 20 minutes today. Maybe you skipped soda and drank water instead. Maybe you chose sleep instead of scrolling at midnight. Those small wins might not look glamorous, but stacked together, they build the foundation of lasting health. Progress is what creates momentum. Perfection, on the other hand, creates paralysis. It tells you, don't start until you can do it perfectly. And that voice is lying to you. Waiting for perfection is like waiting for the wind to stop blowing before you learn to sail. You'll never move. But progress says, start where you are. Do what you can. Build from there. And that's how real transformation begins. One imperfect but intentional step at a time. Here's the power of progress. It creates evidence. Every time you make a healthier choice, you gather proof that you are capable of change. And the more evidence you stack, the stronger your belief in yourself becomes. Suddenly, health isn't this impossible mountain. It's a path you're already walking. And the more you walk, the easier it becomes. That's how habits are built, and that's how lives are changed. So stop beating yourself up for not being perfect. Stop comparing your journey to someone else's highlight reel. Instead, ask yourself, what's one step forward I can take today? Maybe it's cooking a meal at home instead of ordering out. Maybe it's stretching before bed. Maybe it's drinking an extra glass of water. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be progress. Because progress creates momentum, and momentum creates breakthroughs. Remember, health is not about arriving at some perfect destination. It's about becoming stronger, more energized, and more alive day by day. It's about stacking progress upon progress until one day you look back and realize you've built a life that once seemed impossible. So let go of perfection, embrace progress, and celebrate every step forward, because that's where the true power of transformation lies. Too many people treat their bodies like an enemy instead of a partner. They punish themselves with extreme diets, brutal workouts, and negative self-talk, thinking that if they're hard enough on their body, it will finally change. But that mindset is broken. You can't hate yourself into health. You can't punish your body into strength. True health begins when you shift your focus from punishment to fuel. Think about it. Food is not the enemy. Movement is not a punishment. Rest is not laziness. These are all forms of fuel, fuel that allows your body to operate at its peak. When you eat to nourish, when you move to strengthen, when you rest to recover, you're fueling the miracle that is your body. And when your body is fueled, it responds with energy, vitality, and resilience. That's when you start to feel alive instead of deprived. But the problem is, we've been conditioned to see health as restriction. Don't eat this, don't do that, burn more calories, push harder. That mindset makes health a war instead of a gift. And when you're constantly at war with yourself, you'll never win. Because the real secret isn't deprivation, it's alignment. Align your habits with the goal of fueling your body, and suddenly health becomes empowering instead of exhausting. Here's the truth: when you fuel your body with love and respect, it performs for you at the highest level. It carries you through your work, your relationships, your challenges, and your dreams. But when you constantly punish it, starving it, overtraining it, berating it, it starts to break down. You burn out, you lose energy, and you damage the very machine that's meant to carry you through life. Which strategy do you think lasts longer, punishment or fuel? And here's the breakthrough: fueling your body doesn't mean perfection. It means balance. It means choosing foods that energize instead of drain, workouts that build instead of break, and rest that restores instead of guilt trips you. It's about asking, does this choice give me more energy or take it away? That one question changes everything. Because the right fuel doesn't just feed your body, it fuels your mindset, your confidence, your life. When you treat your body like an ally, you create momentum. You stop fighting it and start working with it. And the more you fuel it with the right inputs, the more it gives back to you. That's when workouts stop feeling like punishment and start feeling like empowerment. That's when eating well stops feeling like restriction and starts feeling like freedom. That's when health shifts from being a chore to being a gift. So I challenge you right now, stop punishing your body. Start fueling it. Stop seeing food, movement, and rest as enemies, and start seeing them as tools. Because the truth is simple, your body is not here to be punished. It's here to be powered. And when you fuel it with respect, with balance, with love, you don't just build health, you build freedom. Everything starts in the mind. Before you change your body, before you change your health, you have to change your mindset. Because here's the truth, your body follows your beliefs. If you believe you're stuck, you'll act stuck. If you believe change is impossible, you'll prove yourself right. But if you believe you're capable, if you believe that your health is worth it, that belief creates momentum. And momentum is what transforms everything. Think about it. How many times have you started something new with excitement only to quit when it got hard? The problem wasn't your body. The problem was the story you told yourself when things got tough. Your mindset said, I can't do this. It's too hard. I'm not built for this. And the moment you bought that story, you stopped. But the moment you shift the story, I will figure this out. I'm stronger than I think. I'm not stopping until I win. Everything changes. That's mindset. Your mindset is the thermostat of your health. It sets the standard. If your mindset says, I'll try, you'll dabble. If your mindset says, I'll do whatever it takes, you'll find a way. And the beautiful thing is, once you choose a powerful mindset, momentum takes over. Each healthy choice you make reinforces your belief. Each win fuels the next. And soon, what once felt impossible becomes automatic. That's the power of mindset-driven momentum. But here's the trap. Most people wait for motivation before they act. They say, I'll start when I feel ready. I'll change when I feel motivated. That's backwards. Motivation doesn't create momentum. Momentum creates motivation. And momentum starts with mindset. Decide first, act second, and the energy will follow. That's how you break free from the cycle of starting and stopping. Think about an airplane taking off. The most energy is spent in the beginning, the takeoff. But once it's in the air, momentum carries it forward with less effort. The same is true with your health. At first, it feels heavy. You're pushing against resistance. But if your mindset says, keep going, eventually momentum kicks in and the process becomes easier. That's why mindset is everything. It keeps you moving long enough to break into the zone where momentum takes over. And here's the kicker. Mindset isn't just about positive thinking. It's about training your brain like you train your body. It's about catching the old, disempowering stories and replacing them with new, empowering ones. It's about conditioning yourself every day to focus on progress, energy, and possibility. Because when your mind is aligned, your actions align. And when your actions align, momentum becomes unstoppable. So ask yourself, what story am I telling myself about my health? Is it a story of limitation or a story of power? Because the story you choose shapes your mindset, and your mindset creates momentum. And with momentum, you can achieve breakthroughs beyond what you thought was possible. Remember this, your body doesn't change first. Your mindset does. And once your mindset shifts, everything else follows. Comparison is the thief of joy, and in health, it's the fastest way to kill your confidence. Every single day, people scroll through social media, flipping through pictures of airbrushed bodies, highlight reels, and unrealistic perfection. And what happens? They look at themselves and think, I'm not enough. But let me tell you something powerful. You were not put on this planet to be a carbon copy of someone else. You are here to become the strongest, healthiest version of you. The danger of comparison is that it blinds you to your own progress. You could be making incredible changes, eating better, moving more, building strength. But if you're comparing yourself to someone else's chapter 20 while you're still on chapter 2, you'll feel like a failure. And that feeling can make you quit before you even see your results. Comparison is a trap because it keeps you focused on someone else's path instead of your own. Here's the truth: every body is different. Genetics, lifestyle, metabolism, history, no two journeys are the same. That's why comparing your health to someone else's is like comparing apples to airplanes. It doesn't make sense. What matters isn't how fast someone else is moving. It's whether you are moving forward. Progress is personal. Success is personal. Health is personal. When you break free from comparison, you unlock freedom. You stop measuring yourself against filters and instead measure yourself against your own growth. You stop asking, why don't I look like them? And start asking, am I stronger than I was yesterday? Do I feel more alive than I did last week? Am I moving closer to my goals? Those questions create empowerment instead of discouragement. That's how you take back control. The problem is, society profits from comparison. Industries make billions convincing you that you're not good enough, that you need the next product, the next quick fix, the next magic formula. But the greatest breakthrough comes when you stop buying their lies and start owning your truth. You don't need to look like anyone else. You just need to take ownership of your health, your energy, and your journey. That's where real confidence is built. And here's the beauty: when you stop comparing, you start celebrating. You celebrate your wins, no matter how small. You celebrate your resilience. You celebrate your body for what it can do, not criticize it for what it isn't. And the more you celebrate, the more momentum you build. Health stops being about competition and starts being about creation. The creation of a life and body that feel amazing to you. So today, I challenge you, break the chains of comparison. Stop giving your power away to strangers on a screen. Stop shrinking yourself because you don't look like someone else. Instead, step into your own journey. Focus on your growth. Honor your progress. And remember this: your health is not a race. It's not a contest. And it's not a copy. It's yours. Own it. Live it. And watch yourself thrive. For too long, society has dictated what health should look like. It hands you rigid standards, a certain weight, a certain size, a certain body type. And if you don't fit that mold, you're made to feel like you've failed. But let me ask you something: who made those rules? Who decided what health should look like for you? The truth is, nobody can define your health but you. Real health is personal. It's about creating your own standard and living by it, not someone else's. Defining health on your own terms means shifting the focus from outside approval to inner alignment. It means asking yourself, what does health feel like for me? What lifestyle energizes me, empowers me, and makes me feel alive? Maybe for you it's running marathons. Maybe it's yoga, hiking, or strength training. Maybe it's simply walking each morning, eating whole foods, and sleeping deeply. The form doesn't matter. What matters is that it aligns with your values, your goals, your life. The problem is, most people let others define their health. They chase the diet trend, the influencer's routine, or the model's physique, only to burn out, frustrated and unfulfilled. Why? because they were living someone else's definition of health, not their own. You cannot sustain what doesn't belong to you. The only path that lasts is the one you choose for yourself, built on your unique body, your unique needs, your unique vision. When you define health on your own terms, you reclaim your power. You no longer get caught in the cycle of comparison and guilt. You stop saying, I should, and start saying, I choose. That one shift from should to choose is liberation. It puts you in the driver's seat of your health journey. And when you're in control, you create consistency. And consistency creates transformation. Here's the beautiful part. Defining health your way makes it enjoyable. When you love the process, you stick with it. When you fuel your body with foods you enjoy, move in ways that excite you, and rest in ways that restore you, health stops being a burden and becomes a lifestyle. That's when it stops feeling like work and starts feeling like freedom. And let's be clear, defining health your way doesn't mean neglect or denial. It means taking radical ownership. It means making decisions with intention, not defaulting to what the world tells you. It means setting your standard high, not for vanity, but for vitality. And once you own that standard, you protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. So here's the bottom line. You are the author of your health story. Not the magazines, not the trends, not the critics. Whoa, you. Define health on your terms. Choose what empowers you, what energizes you, what brings you joy, and live it every single day. Because health isn't a size. It isn't a stereotype. It isn't a copy. It's your mindset, your choices, your standard. And when you define it your way, you set yourself free. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. Your health is not a number. It's not a size. It's not a comparison to anybody else. Your health is a decision. It's a standard. It's a mindset. The world will try to tell you what you should look like, what you should weigh, what you should chase. But I'm here to tell you, it's a lie. The truth is, you have the power to define health for yourself. You have the power to create energy, to create strength, to create vitality. And once you own that truth, nobody can take it from you. So stop waiting. Stop comparing. Stop shrinking yourself to fit into someone else's mold. Today is the day you claim your power. Today is the day you say, I will not be defined by size. I will be defined by strength. I will not be defined by comparison. I will be defined by my progress. I will not be defined by someone else's rules. I will be defined by the standard I choose for myself. Because health isn't about chasing perfect. It's about creating momentum. It's about fueling your body. It's about shifting your mindset. And it's about living fully with energy and passion every single day. So stand tall. Breathe deep. Make the decision right now. From this moment forward, I define my health. I create my vitality. I choose my life. Because when you take that power back, you don't just change your health, you change your destiny. Remember this forever. Health isn't a size. Health is a mindset. And when your mindset shifts, your entire life transforms.